this side. I'm going to do some trimming, just a little bit trimming on that, because I think we got too big on this side. Now I want to, this one is a smaller ear, so I want to make sure I make this smaller before I put the V in there. Give or take, I think that needs a little more. It needs this little thing right here. Make sure he's in there, or he's out of there. Get that out of there, but I think I brought this. Okay, I'm relatively happy with it. Where are you? You're right there. And then about halfway down, let's connect. Still, oh, where are you? There you are. More cleanup. So how does it look together? Not bad. Nobody's perfect ears, but I'm glad I did that. I did change when I changed my mind on that. Straighten out the hat, because we're going to start going down now. As we started with the legs, now it's time to start going down with the details. Now, where is I want a smaller kepi at. It's all this one's kind of okay. Let's get as floppy as we can. Now we want that circle. Except careful, we're going to stop right there where this is going to flop down. Yeah, it's still a little too high or too wide. Down, let's flop it a little more down this way. I mean, it's not too shabby. You can shape the hat. I think it might be a little too big. We can probably work on that a little later. I want to keep as much as we can on the thickness of this visor, so it won't break, but we want to clean it. We'll clean it, number one. So maybe a little thinner here to match the other side. And I want to give this just a little bit of a rounding if we can. Just a little bit of a rounding. Just a little bit. And then to give it the impression that again, more cleaning. is what I like to do is give it a little, just kind of sharpen it just a little bit to give it the impression of being narrower. I guess it clean it up, make sure it's clean. And it certainly does not have to be perfect, that's for sure. This is that head has been been kicked around. Now what we want to do is we want to have just this little, I want to bring down just a little bit more and clean. So we can put that band and buttons in. Now the button, I put the button in, I just painted that in. That's probably what we're going to do with this one. I don't want to get too, but I want to get the band in. Pencil, I think I need to sharpen my pencil because it'll come like about here and here. Where is my doing? I'll start with the little V. With the little V, do what I want. Yeah, it does, except so put in some impression of a band and room for that button. A little extra room for that button. And then come up inside here, and then it'll disappear. It's kind of hard to hold on to. I can do some of this. And it'll disappear in there. This way just a little bit, and it'll disappear. So we still have a band. And then you could, I don't know if I will put any three-dimensionality to it. In other words, so you do stuff like this, a flat stop cut. I might do this here, around here. Just enough to bring that out. There does come out quite a bit. Yeah, I do like that, a little bit of three-dimensionality to it. As much as you want. I'm gonna, later on, I suppose I will fix it and clean it later. It just I want to move on to the next. Just keep moving on to the next. Let me see how I got the circle here. I do want to bring this up some more. Take this out of here. I want to put in another circle. It's a little better. Pencil. Just a little circle here. Oh, where are you? I just want to get to the point where we leave the cap. Like I said, other than any kind of extra cleaning detail or what have you, it's really not all that big, so I want to be careful. But I do want my big V on this. Or bigger V. Careful. Okay, I think other than any other kind of cleaning up or whatever, I'll futz with it then. Just a little, not probably even bring this down and bring the ear in like I do here, have here. I'll work with that later. Okay, here's what I want to do with the neck. What happens is the jawline. See, the jawline comes up and onto the front of the ear. This one here, some have a bigger jawline will come out and up. And of course the ladies are more rounded. But let's bring this in. Where are you? Careful we don't hit that ear. Actually I cut. Yeah. But this flattens or goes in. I think I might need to get a chisel in there. I don't know if this will help. There, that'll get that out of there. Now you see that jaw begin into shape. Let's see a little bit more, again, more on detailing. I think I need more on this, but I'll do that later. And see, this will bring, see with that jaw now put in, I might want to straighten out the hair even more. Again, more adjustments. Get that out of there. And this has got to go in a little bit more. And they're going to come up to the jaw like this. Where are you? Even closer. It seems, I don't know how this, unless this is kind of slowly creeping or something. This is a bit easier on this side. How you can draw the knife. Again, we might need to bring the chisel in. Or do we? I guess not. There we go. I think I like this side better than this side because this has got to be a little thin. But I'll work with it a little bit. Oh, I got to take some marks off there. There, all right. And later on, I'll get to the, again, picking one side is bigger than the other kind of a thing. Again, let's take away some of this hair of his. There. Getting there. There we go. All right, I'm going to leave the face, otherwise I'll just keep picking and picking, and I don't want to do that. I want to move on. Now most of the neck is gone, or most of the neck, I want to say, is covered, maybe a little bit open. We'll open that up when we do the collar, which is right now. Make sure everything is kind of cleaned up around here, and so we can get started on the collar. Now to do the collar, see how close it is to the neck. Now he has more neck, and since we got shoulder, I think we can cut away some of this. I think he's got too much haunch here. Anyways, there we go. That I feel a little better with something like that. And then on this side, since we're doing the collar, I think I better widen this a little bit. There we go. There we go. I'm a little, gotta slow down here because I want to make sure that I do have, and we'll get to the arm again too, but I want to shape it a little bit, the shoulder a little bit. If we're doing like the female figure or something that does not have a coat on, we'll have a lot more neck. He has a lot of neck in there, but this, I think we're getting the neck in there. Again, let's take some of this off. And that's why I'm shaping the shoulder a little bit, because we're going to do the collar. I want to make sure we're good on that. Doing a little bit of cleaning up. Watch the scraping of the knife. Okay. Get a little booger out of there, because we will be needing a clean neckline. Here's what's going to happen when doing the shoulder, when doing the collar. Is we're going to take our pencil, and if you'll forgive me, I have got to sharpen this a little bit more here, just to give it a quickie here. There we go. Now the outside of the collar, we'll draw in. First of all, where's our gig line here? The collar might turn a little bit as he turns his head, but I want to put the little bend back in there. Okay, the collar is, you got this V. And then then it comes, this is the outside. Now what's going to happen, there's this little thing like this here. We're going to ignore that for now, because we'll put that in as it comes. But we want the outside of the collar. Make sure there's enough room for the outside of the collar so we can play with that little fold, because the fold is going to come down. Outside of the collar first. Now I'm penciling this in. We do not V-tool it right away. We should not. Let's get an extra. Is that about right? Just now the next thing we want is we are going to take and do, see how it comes into the neck is first, and we're going to bring this out like this. That's the center line. That's the convex side. That's the sticking out side. And so we will take our knife, and this is on the inside. This goes in. Here's where a little bit of fun, you gotta get in there. We'll do the inside first. And that's what we want to do all the way around. Is we bring the inside so this is where you need the tip. In other words, you gotta have this, careful not to give him a scar, where you gotta have the thumb on the carving, and you gotta have that tip down, and the butt end of the knife, the back of the knife is up. You can't do it like this, and you can't do it like this, and you certainly can't do it like this. You have got to learn, if you don't already, to get the blade up. Now what we can do, while we're two things at the same time here, careful, I don't want to slip. See, so you get that inside, you see that shadow, nice sharp shadow. Oops. Oh, that's okay. I thought I'd cut off too much. Now you could, I'm thinking on either leaving the head, he's got a lot of hair, or you can bring this up and show and have the hair come like down to here and show neck. You can do that too, but I would like to do two birds with one stone, is to bring this in even though it's still hair. And again, if this is a larger carving, it'd be much easier than trying to do this in this size here. Again, down, and you have to keep working that out of there. And again, I will clean that up when I do my cleaning up. Let's see how clean that is. It just simply got a lot of, all right, see, and you can see the shadow. See, nice deep shadow. And there's more cleaning up to do. And again, here, you start on the inside. You pencil the outside, start on the inside. And all we need, especially at this size, all we need is just that shadow. But, I mean, the only thing that really people look at when they look at the collar is always that front. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm still cutting here a little bit. Prep for it. I think I already did on that side. Now that we've committed to where we think the upper part is of the fold, and we determine that by simply seeing where the bottom part of the fold, now we can put in, now again right here, I'm going to leave this open in front, but I'm going to make sure I got enough wood. I mean, don't futz with that yet, because that's like when everything comes together there, and then you will see to put that tent in there. That's what I'm doing. Just all I'm doing is V-tooling.